Let's jump into the NBA though, Brett, as it looks like some teams in playoff positions are starting to be decided. More teams are getting eliminated. The Eastern Conference, 8 playoff teams have been decided, but seeding is up for grabs. And then on the Western Conference, 7 have been decided, but the eighth seed is up for grabs, and not everyone's been eliminated. And then there's some other seeding shuffling that's going on as well with these last 5 days.
Yeah, but I think the real talk of the bubble's got to be the Phoenix Suns, Higgins. They are on fire, 5-0.
5-0. They are playing fantastic. And how about Draymond Green getting fined $50,000 for saying that you need to get Devin Booker out of Phoenix?
Our buddy set that up. There's no way it wasn't a Mosque production there.
Devin Booker has been playing fantastic. I don't think Phoenix is going to be kicking him out of there anytime soon, especially with DeAndre Ayton developing. I think that they might have a bit of a future with that Phoenix team. And who knows, they might be able to sneak into the playoffs.
Well, Vegas is giving them a ton of respect. -4 versus OKC. On the money line, Phoenix is a -185 favorite. OKC at +165. And Higgins, I gotta say, I think Phoenix is getting a little too much respect here. I don't know. OKC's been the better team all year. Like, this line surprised me, and I'm just taking OKC in the points. I'm not really overthinking this one. OKC is the best team in the league against the spread. So even if they lose the game, maybe they lose by 3 and I win my bet.
Yeah, I mean, against the spread, OKC is 41-25. Phoenix 32-35-1. So, I mean, the statistics from this season show that you should be leaning OKC here, but I agree. That's a ton of respect that the bookkeepers are giving the Suns. Who knows? They could always just keep riding that hot hand, but Devin Booker versus Chris Paul is going to be quite the matchup to watch here, and who knows what that impact's going to be like.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a disrespect to Phoenix thing. It's a respect to OKC thing. I just don't think they should be laying 4 in this spot.
Now, another thing in terms of respect, in terms of how teams have been playing recently, it's kind of why I'm picking the Mavericks money line against the Utah Jazz. Now, the Mavericks are 7-point underdogs here. They're being given 7 points, and so at money line, they're plus 245. And to be honest, I just love that because since going in the bubble, Dallas has seemed to play really well. They beat Milwaukee on Saturday in overtime. They did have that loss to the Clippers, but the Jazz, they're 1-5 over their past 5 games, including 2 recent losses to Denver and San Antonio. I think as long as Luka and Kristaps Porzingis play, I mean, Doncic did take a few hits to the jaw, it looked like. He was banged up a little bit from that Milwaukee game. But the Mavs are sitting in the 7th seed right now. They could potentially fight their way all the way up to that 4th seed where the Houston Rockets are at. So every game can potentially matter in terms of who you want to match up against in these playoffs. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Dallas out there at full strength tomorrow.
Yeah, I think most teams are just looking to get through this healthy. They're not as concerned with seeding, but I see your point for sure. It'll be interesting to see how Dallas and Utah play that dynamic. Resting players on back to backs versus playing for seeding purposes.
Plus, not to mention, Donovan Mitchell's also listed as day to day. So, I mean, it's not like Luka Doncic is the only point guard that's going to be potentially not full strength. It'll be interesting to see. I just really like how Luka's been playing this season. He has been fantastic, and in the bubble, he just seems so at ease right now, even without the fans. Which for many players, I mean, LeBron admitted it himself. It's kind of weird. It's been a really long time since LeBron has played in an empty gym. He said.
I'm. How full do you think his court was at Space Jam? We know MJ had the Space Jam bubble. LeBron had to have one, right?
I would imagine so, but LeBron's always been someone that has brought players in on off-season workouts and played games with them like that. I don't know how restrictive those courts were at the Space Jam facilities, but we'll see. The
Yeah.
other game that's going to be going on Monday is the Lakers versus the Nuggets, and I was looking at this game too. Denver plus 4.5 with the Lakers minus 4.5. I kind of like the Nuggets because the Lakers haven't really surprised me or impressed me much in the bubble yet.
Yeah, Lakers have been struggling. LeBron like hinted at some problems, which is a little odd. I don't know. I think the Lakers will turn it on come playoff time. Again, I think the number one goal here for all these teams is get through healthy, but you never know how important seeding is to one particular team, and they're gonna roll out their best lineup every night. Obviously, you got teams like Phoenix; every game matters to them, so every situation's a little bit different.
We also are in an age where every NBA team is using analytics now, at least in some capacity. And with that has come a large increase in 3-point shots compared to mid range twos. And who knows what those analytics are saying on who these teams would best match up with and trying to position yourself to get that matchup in the playoffs. I mean, analytics have added another aspect to basketball, and it can kind of add for a long con or some strategic chess moves in a sense.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm on a game in the East tomorrow, Toronto, Milwaukee. Milwaukee's 5.5 point favorites, minus 235 on the money line. Toronto's plus 194 on the money line. And I don't know. I think it'll be a close game, so I'm going against the odds here, and I'm saying Toronto wins a close one.
Pascal Siakam's going to have his hands full with Giannis Antetokounmpo, though, so that'll be an interesting matchup to watch.
Yeah, and I think the last game is the matchup most people are excited for because the last time these two teams met, things got heated between the Bubble's best player TJ Warren and Miami's best player Jimmy Butler. So Indiana plays Miami tomorrow. I think there's going to be a lot of excitement around that one. I'm excited to watch it. Indiana's a hot team as well in the bubble, so it'll be a good game no matter what, in my opinion.
Well, and TJ Warren has been on fire, like we have mentioned a few times on this podcast. He played fantastic on Saturday. Jimmy Butler is going to do everything he can try to shut him down, though. It's going to be a very much one-on-one matchup in that sense. So I would not be surprised if we see TJ Warren potentially struggle a little bit, or we'll see if he can shut up Jimmy Butler in a sense. That should be a very entertaining game to watch. I agree, Brett.